My dad remarried only 8 months after my mom's death to a woman with 2 children, a son the same age as a daughter and me just a year younger. They all moved into my dad's house while I was away at my auntie's house to celebrate my cousin's birthday on my mum's side. When I came home, I discovered that all my stuff was moved into the basement, disorganized. My room was taken over by my stepsister unexpectedly. I honestly could have reacted better, but seeing all of this upset me. I yelled at my dad, telling him that he's a worthless father and that I couldn't believe that he's putting me away in the basement to replace with his new little family. My dad told me that he thought I wouldn't mind, and since the basement is bigger than my old room and I'm older, I'm going to be away at college soon anyway. I just don't understand this. I've been upfront with him about not even wanting him to remarry so soon after my mom died. So why did he think I'd be okay with him going behind my back to swap me to the basement? Maybe I have no right to request when or how long he should wait to get married, but I do feel like I have a right to at least know about a new room change that's coming up. I felt a mix of emotions. I locked myself in my new room, the basement. My stepmom is angry at me for reacting the way I did and thinks my dad should ground me from basically everything. She said I'm being a selfish brat and never even tried to get to know her or her children, which is true. I kept to myself but have been having difficulty accepting their relationship because of how soon my dad got with her after my mom died. He only waited a month to date his co-worker. It doesn't feel right to me. I understand some people move on faster than others, but he could have waited for me to have more time to heal. Maybe I am the idiot in this situation. Do you all think I should say sorry? I understand my stepsister and brother aren't at fault here. Obviously not the idiot. It might have been inevitable that changes would need to be made in sleeping arrangements, and it might even be true that the basement is an upgrade. Still, it should never have been done without you being involved in the conversation, part of the decision, and present for the moves. It also means that all of OP's belongings have been gone through because I'm guessing either stepmom or sister packed up all her stuff maybe. That would have made me angry more than anything. Someone else touching and going through all of my personal stuff. I'd feel completely and utterly violated. That's just insane. What is your dad thinking about allowing that to happen? To not even set it all up for you again is harsh. Is it possible for you to move in with your family? Although I'm guessing you want to be close to your dad. It's just a horrible situation. His new wife sounds just delightful. I hope she's not tried to erase all evidence of your mom, like take photos and stuff. If it happened to me, I would embarrass the heck out of my father. I would tell everyone about the garbage he did. I would have posted pics of all my belongings strewn across the basement and captioned it, "Came home to this. Apparently I live alone in the basement now." I would also invite all my friends over to my basement lair and tell them I'm not welcome in the house and we have to hang out in the basement. I know it's the smarter move to suck up and get college paid for, but I'm petty. Your father sees his new family as a do-over family, his new wife not showing you a shred of respect. So I tell your auntie and any other family members that this is one case where flying monkeys are warranted because the man who was supposed to have your back didn't. That he started dating a month after being widowed and remarried after 8 months is either he was looking for companionship too fast, or there was already a relationship existing between them. Agree. I bet he was cheating on his wife. You cannot move on so quickly. Your father knew what he was doing was wrong, which is why he didn't discuss it with you. Instead, he let his new wife probably talk him into it. That's unfortunate. I, 35 female, and my husband, 36, got married 5 years ago when his oldest son, who he had in high school, was 14. He also had a son with his ex-wife who's a toddler. My twins were pre-tween at the time. My husband's oldest avoided me and I gave him his space. He moved out last year to go to school but ended up dropping out and is currently living with some friends and doing odd jobs. We currently have a toddler together as well as his little son and my twins. We're now planning a family vacation. My husband wants to bring his 19-year-old son on vacation. I told him I didn't like the idea for the following reasons. He's an adult and won't want to spend a week hanging out with little kids. He's not making good financial decisions, and we shouldn't encourage that by taking him on a vacation he otherwise wouldn't be able to afford. He should be using that time to look for a job. He currently lives in another state, and the drive time to pick him up and drop him off will significantly cut into our vacation time. My husband wants to bring his son because it isn't a family vacation without the whole family. I said every kid eventually grows up and leaves the nest. He should accept this and give his son space to grow, otherwise he'll never mature and get out of this rut. My husband is mad and is very standoffish now. Am I the idiot? Info. Are you going to drop your twins and toddler too once they're 18, or is it just your stepchildren who aren't part of the family once they reach adulthood? First of all, 19 is not a full-blown adult. Second, planning a family vacation and saying one kid is not invited is a super crappy thing to do. That would create irreparable damage to my relationship with my wife. It would be best if you got it together. You are the idiot. It seems to me like you're trying to have way too much control over your stepson, or you don't want him to come because you don't consider him family and you're looking for excuses. Either way, you're the idiot. One last thing, I said every kid eventually grows up and leaves the nest. They're still part of the family after they move out. OP is a raging idiot who just doesn't like her stepson and wants to cut him out of the family. But of course, she'd not exclude her kids from trips when they're 19 in a few years, and of course, that's different because her precious little angels would never grow up to be such huge disappointments like the stepson. Major wicked stepmom vibes from OP. It's the not making good financial decisions part that gets me. She married a dude who has a kid while he was in high school, literally the definition of poor financial decisions. So now that the child from her husband's high school-age poor financial decision-making is older, she seeks to punish the son for being a result of poor decisions on her husband's part. The mind reels. Ma'am, you had an additional child with him after you both brought 2 kids into the marriage. Unless you two are very well off or live in a magical fairyland where children are cheap, having 5 kids is not a good financial decision. Maybe you should cancel your slot in the vacation. My sister has an attitude that everyone should cater to her the entire time. She doesn't know what boundaries mean and ignores any complaints we'll make regarding her behavior. Whenever she visits my fiancé, me, or our parents, she'll dump her kids on everyone else and sit around with no responsibility. One time she was mad that my fiancé couldn't babysit for her kids because my sister wanted to go to a bachelorette party, but it was also my fiancé's birthday, so she of course didn't want to stay inside watching someone else's kids on her birthday. Now my sister is giving birth to another baby. The baby is brand new. On Saturday we had to attend my cousin's wedding. My fiancé wore her usual perfume. At the reception, my sister tried to dump the baby on my fiancé again, but she didn't do so because she smelled my fiancé's perfume. She then got mad that my fiancé wore perfume and said something like, "You knew you'd be around a baby and you're wearing a heavy perfume like that." My fiancé told her it was a wedding and she was allowed to wear perfume. She then noticed my fiancé also had a body glitter lotion on, and my sister got even madder. She called my fiancé insensitive for wearing perfume and body glitter, knowing she'd have to interact with the baby at some point. I told my sister that maybe she should stop trying to dump her kids onto other people, in this case my fiancé, and if other people's scents and lotions bothers her so much, she should care for her kids for once. My parents called me insensitive for saying that to my sister and how being a mom isn't easy, and I was hard on her. They also said I'm the idiot for defending my fiancé like that, just for wearing perfume and lotion, and how it's not that difficult to skip perfume and lotion so you can help someone else when needed. They called us disrespectful to my sister's needs and the baby. Not the idiot. Firstly, your fiancé did nothing wrong. Secondly, you should defend your fiancé if any of your family comes for her. It sounds like your parents understand your sister's needs perfectly, so she now has 2 new babysitters at her disposal who agree with her no lotion or perfume rules. Perfect. It looks like the perfume and glitter are an effective mooch repellent. Never wear white if there's a surprise wedding, and never wear perfume if you need to hold a baby that's not yours. Any other rules I'm missing? Also, does the sister keep trying to give the baby to the wife? Why not give the baby to her brother? Is the wife specifically targeted, or am I reading too much into it? What total BS. So someone should not wear perfume or lotion just in case someone needs help with a baby? Again, what total BS. These are your sister's kids. She needs to stop dumping them on other people. The world does not revolve around her. Your parents need to stop enabling her. If your parents are concerned, let them take care of her kids. They are not your responsibility nor your fiancé's. Your sister sounds odious. My wife, 35 female, and I, 37 male, have been married for 10 years and have 2 kids, a young child and a pre-tween. Last year, my wife was offered a pretty big promotion at her job. It's a huge step up and a big boost to her career goals, but it would require relocation. After talking it over, we decided she should take it. We moved about 6 months ago. I was able to get a new job in our new city, but I only got 10 vacation days for the first year. Part of my wife's promotion was getting a lot more vacation days. She has 5 weeks. She's already used a couple of weeks of her vacation time for trips with her friends or sisters. I've stayed home with the kids while she's on these trips. She also took the kids on a trip while I stayed at home. She still has over 2 weeks of vacation time left. We've started discussing our holiday plans for this coming winter, and she wants to visit her parents for an extended visit. She wants to take time off around Christmas and New Year's and stay with them for 2 weeks. That's all well and good, but that's all my vacation time. I told her that I didn't want to spend all my vacation just seeing her family. I said I'd be okay with using 5 days or so, but I want to save some time for me to use for things I want to do, like she did. She got upset because she wanted us all to be together for the holidays, and since the kids have all that time off school anyway, it made sense to her that we would stay for a long time. We also haven't seen her parents since we moved, so I get why she wants to stay that long. I've tried offering that she can stay for as long as she wanted with the kids, and I would head home by myself early, but that wasn't acceptable because she doesn't want to fly with both kids by herself, which I understand, but I'm just trying to compromise. She wants to start booking flights, and I'm not willing to use all my vacation time for one trip to see her family. So we got into a fight over it because she's not willing to accept my compromises. I finally got mad at her and told her that she got to use as much time as she wanted to do fun things for herself while I watched the kids, and I wanted to be able to do the same. I told her it was great that she had so many new benefits for her new job, but I had to start over, and I didn't have those same options. She took that as me being resentful for moving, which isn't true. I'm happy she got promoted, and I'm not mad about relocating, but I am upset that she isn't willing to understand that my work circumstances are drastically different from hers now. I'm not willing to budge on this, and she's mad at me that I'm simply not going along with what she wants to do. I know it's important that she sees her family, but I just want the option to do fun things for myself as she did. She thinks I'm being petty and stubborn because I'm jealous of her promotion. Not the idiot. I don't see anything wrong with your compromise, and she's not willing to compromise at all by the sounds of it. She needs to be aware that some people don't get more days off until later on at the same job. She's not being considerate here. Funny how she's all about being with family, but flying alone with her 2 kids seems too much. LOL, OP has been fine with the kids when she has her alone trips, but heaven forbid she has to mind her kids for a flight home. They aren't even infants. OP, you're not the idiot. I hope she sees reason because your compromise is more than fair. I'm a sucker for music and songwriting. I haven't written many songs, let alone recorded, but I had good inspiration and I wrote a very special one for my girlfriend, who I've been with for 3 years. I even synthesized music for it, and I want to record it and personally give it to my girlfriend, since it's special for us. My family asked me to play the song since it's the first song I finished, and I did. My sister was very touched, and she asked me to play that song on her wedding day for her and her husband. I said I could try making another song for them if I have time and inspiration, but I don't want to play this one because it's personal for my girlfriend and me, and it's about our relationship. She insisted that it wasn't a big deal, and she wanted me to play the song. Again, I said I don't want to, it's personal. She then pulled the, "It's my wedding card. I'm your sister, can't you do me this favor? Can't you make your sister happy?" I said again, no. I told her I'd try to write one for her and her husband, but I'm not playing mine. Plus, it would be more touching for me to write their own song. She and my parents then proceeded to claim that it would be more appropriate for me to sing that song for my sister and her husband on their wedding day, since they are now official with their relationship and are not just boyfriend and girlfriend. That hit the nail on the head, and I said, you know what, screw you all for what you're doing. This isn't fair at all, and the fact that you're undermining my relationship to make a point is crappy. My parents, my sister and her husband are now bugging me about this. They say I'm a very selfish person who can't do his sister a small favor, and I'm very uptight about this. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Imagine the awkward chit-chat with relatives afterward, explaining the inspiration for the song came from your relationship with your girlfriend, but your sister wanted you to dedicate it to her. My petty side says, okay, sing it, but introduce it by saying who you wrote it for. Your sister is trying to straight up steal your sentiments and artistic work. Remain polite, but please let her know she ought to get lost. The level of entitlement is astounding. Yeah, you made this one-of-a-kind ode to your relationship and the person you love, but I really like it if it were all about me and my relationship instead. Girl, you are the idiot. Don't you think every wedding song ever was written about a different woman or man? People are joking around about dedications, but you could have said something like, I wrote this song for my girlfriend. It's about the deep love she makes me feel. I think everyone deserves this kind of love in their lives, and I know sister and husband will share it for years and years to come. Obviously, you didn't write the song for your sister, but performing it at her wedding lets her and her husband enjoy your art, which they love and costs you nothing. So this was a weird hill for you to die on, and offering to write them a different song is not the same thing. Yeah, but this isn't just any general love song track bought from Target. They wanted a personal song. This is in no way personal since it declares love for another person, lol. OP made the song for his girlfriend, not from the husband to the wife, and pressuring OP to play his song at their wedding? Sheesh, you are entitled and so is the family. OP doesn't owe his song to you.